Hey, everybody, welcome to Channeling Erik. I can stop saying this is a new format because it's not really new anymore. I am your hostess du jour, Veronica Drake, and I have the beautiful privilege of working next to Courtney Dillon, one of the most fantastic mediums I've ever met. And she is going to be our guest channeling medium today. So,
Well, thank you for having me.
hey, I know, pretty exciting.
It
I
is exciting.
I think of us as the dynamic duo.
I know. I was hearing that Eric called us that the other day.
Yeah,
So,
I
mhm.
love what we do together. I just love how it feels. So, all right. All right. We know this is a love fest, but we have a
Mm.
fiery energy that has stepped forward and is giving us the privilege of talking with her. FRIDA Kahlo. She was a Mexican painter and known for her many portraits and self portraits, and her work was inspired by nature and artifacts of Mexico. She is also known for painting about her experience of chronic pain. Although she was disabled by polio as a child, Kahlo had been a promising student heading to medical school until she was injured in a bus accident at the age of 18, which caused her lifelong pain and medical complications. During her recovery, she returned to her childhood interest, art, and with the idea of becoming an artist, it filled her soul. Kahlo died on July 13th, 1954. The official cause of death was a pulmonary embolism set on by pneumonia, but some have speculated that she overdosed on painkillers. Courtney, are you ready?
I'm ready. As she comes in, she's wearing this incredible like headpiece. It's very bright and colorful. And she sits down. She's seated behind me. And Eric's here too on my left-hand side, and she's crossing her legs. And she's ready to talk to us, she says.
Yeah. She's very, I'll use the word flamboyant, but in the best possible way. Just her effervescence is just overwhelming. And yet there's a class act here for sure.
Absolutely.
Um, Thank you, FRIDA, for lending us your strength and your perseverance. You're such an important figure for women and girls to never give up on their dreams. Thank you for your wonderful artwork. What kept you going in dark times?
I didn't see that there was any other option but to keep going. Art and my relationship to my own spirit, for one, and the need to create art, the need to express myself and to express my pain. I felt that this was my duty and I was honored to do it. And I didn't see that there was any way out of the pain but to dive in and express it and to express the aspects of me which were hidden to myself even until I was able to discover them. My art is and was a process of discovery. Yes, I paint now from the other side. I create still. For there are those whose souls are meant to be artists, who come in as artists and leave as artists. We are the ones who bring energy from other realms to this planet. And I continue to do this on the other side.
Beautiful. She's showing me a beautiful flame.
Mm.
It's an internal flame. And she's saying the fire in her soul far exceeded the pain in her body. It felt like it was a prison, but yet I saw so many colors and just like a beautiful mirage of possibilities and creativity. I
It's like
was,
a kaleidoscope she's
yes,
showing me.
yes. And she said, I was always fueled by love, and I never let the fire in my soul die out.
Mm.
That might be described as passion. You suffered a lot of physical pain. Why? What was your spiritual contract?
I can see now the pain that I suffered was inevitable. It was an inevitable part, or a better word would be resistance. It was it's like a force. She's showing me it's an opposite force placed upon her. So, okay, it's like she's showing me a better way of saying it. It's a diamond. Um, it's a diamond, and it's like this force needed to be placed upon her so that she could create from her soul, so that she could come here to fully express the inner workings of various realms. And I could teach others to live in alignment with themselves and to express their soul in a creative way.
She's also showing me just broken pieces of her physical body
Mhm.
and all of the ailments she had. But the reason that she chose the pain of brokenness in the physical body was so that her soul could experience wholeness.
Mm. Ooh, I got chills. Yeah. She shows me handcuffs, like her physical body
Right.
she felt so constricted that it was like being in a prison for her. The pain was extremely intense, and she felt often on a human level that she was imprisoned. Her art and her passion for painting and for expressing myself was the way to transcend this pain. For small moments while I was creating, I would feel separated from the pain that I was experiencing. And yes, I experience pain on a daily and hourly basis, and it was intense. And those who suffer from chronic pain, I understand the experience of your life, that the simple act of getting out of bed in the morning or cooking a meal can be quite difficult and challenging. And so I chose to live within my constraints and instead focused solely on my art, and what I could and how I could transcend this pain was through art. And I focused on what I came here to do and the legacy I could leave for others.
I carried the pain for the truth.
Hmm.
I carry the pain for generations. I carry the pain to show resilience. Beautiful. Before you transitioned, you said you wished to never return. Do you still feel like that, or do you want to come in again, or have you come in again?
She has not come in again.
Right.
Do you wish to come back? No, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny.
She meant it.
And I see like a dot, like a period. Nope, dear, end of story. No,
Yeah,
no.
no. She just is just like, no. There's no even, we don't even need to elaborate.
Yeah. She was a very old soul.
Mm.
Been around Erik uses the phrase been around the block. Did you really overdose on painkillers?
From one perspective, yes. Yes. But the pain was so great that I could no longer bear it. I felt I did not have any choice. It was not a conscious overdose, but yes, in hindsight, I took too much. But she smiles kind of slightly. She
Yep.
says, I knew what I was doing.
Absolutely. And here's the
And I
thing.
don't regret it.
No, there's such a peace that I have chills over my whole body. There's such a peace that comes with leaving on your own terms.
Mhm.
She's adamant about that.
She tells me that that one of the aspects of her soul was freedom. She came here to experience freedom, even though it did not look like physical body freedom. She experienced the freedom of transcendence. She also says she lived life in all ways on her own terms.
Being imprisoned isn't necessarily dependent on the physical body. Being imprisoned is a mindset that keeps you trapped and stuck where you are. My art was the tunnel to escape.
Hmm.
I literally disconnected from my body and my pain. I transcended the pain when I created.
Hmm. She shows me an image of her life when she's painting, and she's showing me that it's very interesting. She has like a version of her or an aspect of her that stands outside of her body and works as she works. And this aspect of her does not feel pain, does not experience that pain. So she was able to tune in to that version or that aspect of her that was not in pain in order to bring through these whisperings, she calls them.
I love that. She says one thing that she'd like to leave people remembering, it doesn't matter how someone left. It matters how they lived. And I lived on my terms. About Salma Hayek and the film. Yes. No, I was going to read the next question. So, can you talk about Selma Hayek and the film? She played Frida, fought really hard and long to tell your story in Hollywood. The authenticity, rawness, and in-depth emotion about your life's work, as well as the beauty of your journey, was very important for her to tell. We all appreciated her passionate performance of you, as well as her dedication to this project. Two questions. Is there a soul connection between you and Salma? And two, was the movie accurate in any sense?
I was pleased with her depiction of me. Certainly, it is difficult to capture the full essence of one's life and its many nuances and its many struggles. But I feel she embodied the energy I was here to convey. And I felt she did a beautiful job. I am grateful for her and her artistry. I believe, yes, there is a spiritual contract, for she seemed the perfect person to play this role. She's saying there was an inevitability about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's also telling me that very clearly Selma channeled her.
Exactly.
It's as if she was on set with her. And she said to let the world know that Selma is beautifully connected in her own right to energies beyond.
Ooh, she really is, actually. Yeah.
She's very proud of this movie and this representation. Selma was one of the most generous creative artists that could have ever played me, and I'm honored.
It's mostly accurate, mostly.
Yeah, yeah. She said to just know that everything in your world gets a little bit of sensationalism. Isn't it all about the ratings? But I will say the integrity of my story and my life was kept in proper perspective. What inspired your art? Did you have the encouragement along the way?
Yes, certainly. She's telling me I was very inspired by other artists, including my husband, my beloved. I was given proper encouragement and told that I should create, for there was emotion. Others responded to the raw emotion in my work and felt I had something important to say. And and they encouraged me to keep going, even though at times I felt frustrated. Like any process, there are moments when you feel like walking away. I knew this was never an option, but I still felt it sometimes. I'm grateful for all the support in my life, in my art in particular, and it kept me going.
I can't forget the culture I was born into, the fiery, passionate DNA that runs through my blood, even to this day. My dreams and even my pain inspired and encouraged me. Because of my situation, I was like no other in the sense that I didn't have full capabilities to hold the brush like others do. But it became my signature way.
She's telling me that her pain was part of her. I even had a name for my pain. I will, I would speak to it lovingly, asking it to subside. At times it would overwhelm me and I wouldn't be able to speak. It was unbearable. And yet it was my friend, for it had been with me for so long. I could remember my life before the pain. There was a clear before and after in my life. Before this pain and after. It is better, if you suffer from pain like I did, to befriend your pain, for there is not any other option. You can work with it. You can channel it as I did. You can make art with it.
For those of you suffering with pain, your pain does not have to become your ID. You don't have to be known by your pain. Be known in spite of your pain. I'm not implying that you shouldn't feel it or you won't feel it. I'm asking you to find something that takes you beyond it. And that's what my art did for me. What inspired your art? Oh, excuse me, we already did that one. While you created your art, did the pain temporarily disappear? I think we just said it transcended it. Yeah.
Yes, I was able to transcend into other realms into other planes of existence. And on these planes of existence, I exist, painless. And I would bring back the visions and interpretations from these planes. I am a traveler, in a sense. I am a traveler, like you two who speak to me today. For you both understand that there is no time or separation, that you two also understand that many voices contribute to the one voice, and that one voice is God. I knew how to enter the realm of all, the nothingness, the void. And from the void, I carry back with me small gifts. These gifts are an expression of my soul, but they are gifts for all. For there is nothing that is mine after all. It is through me, as me, but it is not me.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Frida, that was just amazing. I have chills, I have to say.
And as she was doing that, she showed me actually going into the void. Like she would travel into the void and bring this art back. It's
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Were you and Diego, I'm sorry, forgive me, twin flames?
Yes. And all the pain that that entails, she laughs.
It's funny because I saw a lightning bolt.
Yeah, like
She says, both of us could be a force to be reckoned with.
it's like two flames, two, and they're competing.
Yeah.
Sometimes is what she shows me.
We
She says that, sorry, she says she loves Diego, the soul of Diego, with her entire being, and continues to love this soul to this day. But it was and is a challenging relationship in part.
we burned brighter because of each other.
She tells me there's some competition too.
Yeah. She, she says, love comes in many different ways and in many different carriers. Frida, were you able to fully forgive Diego while you were still here? And if so, did that help you to let go and move on in peace?
I felt I had the duty to forgive, and I felt that it was a choice to forgive. And I made that choice with my whole being, knowing that neither of us was perfect, but that our relationship transcended description. Even now, I struggle to find the words to describe what we are or were. We are two parts of the same soul. We are twin flames, as you describe it. We are something more than I even understand. Forgiving him was also forgiving myself. Because when you are not separated, there is the act of forgiveness. It's like also her. I love and continue to love with my soul. He was my everything.
She says that to love somebody is to understand that you are both an extension of the whole. If you take your right arm and you hurt your right arm, it affects the whole body. She said that's very basic and very understood. What happens in the world, whether it's platonic love or romantic love, love is love. And if you hurt a part of that, whether it's you have a falling out or you have your wars or your discord or disharmonies, it's like injuring another part of the same thing. You can't be built whole and remain whole without the forgiveness. Had I not forgiven, my work would have carried the energy that was hatred and betrayal. And I couldn't have that for my work. Beautiful.
In our relationship, the work always came first. We were here, I now understand, to assist each other in our spiritual growth and development. And we did that. And to act as advocates for one another. He is a great advocate for my work. And I always trusted that, despite his infidelities. I am grateful for all that he did for my work, for I truly believe that it would not be worldwide and in the world in the same way, for I was a woman after all.
Mm.
And I needed him at this time to tell the world about me. He had a way about him. He had a way that when he spoke, people would listen.
Yeah, beautiful. Which other past lives have you and Diego shared together that influenced this lifetime? And what lessons did you both need to learn through your relationship? She's, if I could, I just want to show you, she's got this, they're dancing, they're spinning around. She has this beautiful full, and she said, we've danced many times.
I know. I heard, where do I start? Like,
Yeah.
it's too many. She's showing me because of that they sometimes one will stay back and one will, during their incarnations, one would go to Earth and then they would sort of flip-flop.
Mhm.
So there's often this feeling of one would be on the other side working like as a guide, but this was a lifetime. Let me ask, what is another important lifetime where you're both on Earth? Okay. Oh, she's showing me in China, she says, and they're working with these giant scrolls, and they're sorry if I'm saying this incorrectly, but the characters, the Chinese characters, and he's teaching her. He's like her apprentice, or no, she's the apprentice, excuse me, she's correcting me. And he's a master teacher and he's teaching her the characters. And so they had this, he said, this teacher student relationship dynamic in several other lifetimes. And that's important to understand because he was my teacher in many ways. And I am grateful for that. He taught me so much about art and life and love. and the truth of the matter.
He was always my teacher. He taught me how to surrender. He taught me how to love myself. In many lifetimes, I would confuse obsession for love. In this lifetime, this current lifetime with him, I had no choice but to work through it.
There was obsession there, she shows me,
Oh, yeah.
but she shows me what she learned how to do is to put some of this obsessive quality she has into her work.
Yeah, it fueled her. There's that
Mhm.
fan
Yeah.
flames, she said.
That she showed me like a beautiful fan, and yeah, exactly.
Did you really have a relationship with Trotsky when he visited you and Diego in Riviera, Mexico?
Okay.
How did the death of Trotsky impact you?
So before she answers this question, she wants to say something, and yes is the answer. Diego and I decided to have what is called, in modern terms, an open relationship. We agreed to the terms, mostly, but they did struggle with jealousy, human jealousy. There was a lot of that. Okay, so let me ask you about Trotsky. Yes, the rumors are true. Absolutely. We could call him a lover and a friend. I felt saddened by his death, as anyone would. But she's calling it a very brief relationship. It wasn't a long-term affair.
Pardon me. I was lustful of his
Mhm.
intellect.
And power.
Yep.
Mhm.
She's showing me that the physical, again, because of her physicality, the physical was there, obviously, but the lust was for his intellect. It fueled me in a way that others couldn't.
Mhm.
I love that. FRIDA, who was the most famous actress in Hollywood or outside of Hollywood you had an affair with?
She gives me a very sly look, and I do not believe she's going to tell me.
No, she's doing this.
You know what
Get
she's
to
telling me? She's telling me, yeah, exactly, that not everything about her life needs to be a public record. And she also tells me that the people, the women, whom she had beautiful relationships with, did not want others to know. And she honors and respects that wish to this day.
Mhm. Absolutely. I love that. She's a woman of integrity for sure.
Mhm.
You had an intense relationship with Tina, I think it's Modotti. Why was that? Did you have another lifetime with her?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. She's telling me with Tina, there's this vibrancy, there's the she felt inspired by her vibrancy. And I felt her energy and wanted her energy. She was like she wanted to channel some of her energy into her art, is what she's showing me. And so they had a relationship.
Her ferocity for life,
Mhm.
her passion for justice,
Her candor.
her candor, yeah. And she said, when we united, it was combustible. And we were here to stir up things in the world.
Mhm.
And we sure did.
She's also saying she's candor and sense of humor. Like they had this banter back and forth, you know? because FRIDA is really, she's not showing it as much today, but she has a really intense, like, sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yeah. And what about Josephine Baker? You both strongly admired each other. Did you both have a relationship as well?
Yes. She says yes.
It was extremely sensual.
Mhm.
Probably one of the most affirming relationships, sexual relationships. I also want it to be known it's okay to feel the passion and the fire as a woman.
She's telling me that this, my way of being with both men and women, was purposeful. I live life on my own terms, and I mean that. And our connection to this aspect of ourselves is our connection to our creativity.
My relationship, my interludes with Ms. Baker were for private times. I didn't have to go about and blare to the world, look at me. It was something that was for us only. I didn't hide it. We didn't hide it because we were ashamed or embarrassed or it's what you did. We hid it because of the sacredness of it was only to be shared between the two of us.
Mm.
Beautiful. What were you feeling for women that you were not feeling towards men? And what were you feeling for men that you were not feeling towards women?
She sort of laughs at the question.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
She's like, you know, it's like, yeah.
okay. But she's making a joke. She liked men and women equally.
Mhm.
What were you feeling differently toward women? She appreciates the sensuality of women, the energy of women. She's showing me how women can carry secrets, she says, deep within. A secret only she could find out. With men, she appreciates it's more of an outward energy in the world. She likes power and intellect and drive and success. And she had both of these in equal measure. And that's why she came into the world liking or wanting to be with both men and women, because she was able to embody this masculine energy as well as her feminine energy.
I can wear the pants and I can also take them off. Whoever said that it's either or is missing out. When you talk about the holistic, aren't you talking about the whole? If I am with a woman, I am allowed the freedom of softness. I am allowed that expansion of the feminine. When I am in the presence sexually of a man, there's more of a demand that I feel is put on me. And there are times when I can physically react to that demand in a way that is highly pleasurable. But if I'm truthful, my preference was to be with the softest energy. So I don't know if that's allowed, you know, I think maybe is that a preference? And she's laughing at me and she says, all is good.
Yes. Is it a preference? Well, a little bit. She says she sort of leans toward women, I guess.
This is funny. You were known for your unibrow. It was your statement on rejecting stereotypes about what conventional beauty looks like. What made you challenge the concept of conventional beauty? Was it because you didn't feel beautiful or attractive? And did it teach you anything? Oh,
Well, that part with it, you didn't feel better. She's like,
yeah, she's got her head up and she's like,
oh,
what?
she was like annoyed.
Beautiful.
No. I saw myself through the eyes of all. I am the voice of all. I am the poetry of all. I am the art of all. You mentioned my eyebrows. My eyebrows are an expression of me, and I saw them as beautiful. I do not think of beauty in terms that you are describing. I do not think of beauty in terms of a gaze from another. Beauty comes from within. Beauty is an expression of your soul. It is nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with my physical appearance, even though I like my physical appearance. And I took great care in my physical appearance and my clothes. But this care was a connection, an expression of my soul.
I wasn't put on your earth for other people's pleasures. I was put on this earth for bigger reasons. I wasn't rejecting beauty to be beautiful. I was redefining it. And if you know me, and I hope you'll know me a little bit better, she says, as she's giving this look, I don't follow the rules. I am setting the trend. I didn't come here to fit in any way, shape, or form. Just take a look at my art. She's getting a little bit more, all right, all right.
That question kind of irritated her.
Yeah, exactly. Like beauty. Okay. Well, this one's really gonna piss her off. FRIDA, could you give me some advice on coping with feeling physically unattractive? Erik's going, okay, here we go.
I will repeat myself until you hear me. Beauty has nothing to do with your external appearance. Beauty is the truest expression of who you came to earth to be. It is the expression of your soul. And when you allow your soul to express itself in the world unapologetically, fearlessly, with courage, this is who I am, others will respond and see you as beautiful. Reject all notions of beauty that do not fall in line with this definition, for they are untrue. Notions of beauty, you have to dress this way, you have to look this way. How boring, how boring. You do not need to be boring to be beautiful. Dress as an expression of your soul. Walk as an expression of your soul. Create as an expression of your soul. This is beautiful. This is beauty. Do you understand?
Take a flame, take fire. Do you see fire as beautiful? It depends on how you're looking at it. Do you see it as destructive? Do you see it as necessary? It all depends on what you choose to see. Fire can heal and fire can destroy. How you see the fire is relative to what you're conditioned to look for. Understand that beauty, and this sounds so cliche, but beauty can only be started on the inside. My eyebrows, my unibrow, as some of you would point out, wasn't a very attractive look, but it was my look, one that I am deeply proud of. Thank you. FRIDA, were you into spirituality?
She also goes,
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah. My altar was my easel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My entire life was spiritual. There was no separation. I did not see my life as my spirituality, as you refer to it, as separate. For my life was a work of art, and my soul was here to express itself. Even though my body was imprisoned, do not forget, my body was imprisoned in pain and suffering, but I did not suffer.
I'd like to turn the tables on you, and I'd like to ask you a question. Are you spiritual? Why do you separate yourself from your spirituality? Yes, I see it. You all do it. You study spirituality, you read the books. Do you be it?
I come here today and speak to you as FRIDA. I speak to you so that you may hear that it is time to live in a new way. It is time to cast off the definitions of who others told you you needed to be, and to be who you are. This is how I define spirituality.
Did you believe in aliens or UFOs when you were alive? What do you know about them now? Why is there always an alien question?
I don't know. She says yes. Yes.
Sorry, she's laughing. She's laughing. She goes,
says
"You
she
know."
did. Yes.
I know. I know.
She is telling me, what are you saying? She knew of their connections, in particular to the Mayan culture, and other indigenous cultures in Mexico and Central America and South America. And she's saying she innately felt and understood the connection to other star systems and beings.
Very open, very receiving of their energy. In fact, she's saying that that guidance that came from beyond may have even been of alien form.
She doesn't like the term alien.
No, she doesn't.
No.
How was your transition into the afterlife? Were you ever able to see the children that you lost?
Yes, right away, right away.
They are of me. They are always part of me.
Mhm. She says it was peaceful, like she shows me a boat, and you know that sound on a calm day, you know, just like you're going along and it's the boat's lapping on the side of the
Yep, I can
yeah,
see it.
yeah, that's what she's telling me it was like. Complete peace.
She's showing me this big, beautiful wrap that she has, and it's a velvet wrap. And she says to lean back and to be wrapped in the feel of velvet as I transitioned was the most comforting feeling of all. It was like the velvet wrap was being in utero. It was tight, but not too tight. And that was the peace in the journey home.
Mhm.
How was your transition? Oh, I'm sorry. What is the one thing you wish you have done during your lifetime as FRIDA?
She's happy with her life.
I lived it on my terms.
Mhm. She's showing me some physical things, like um she she understands it now, but during her life it made it very difficult for her to walk. And she wishes sometimes when she was on the planet that she could have walked easily places, could have been more mobile, but she can see the entire purpose now as she's showing me as she's part of the stars.
What final message would you like to give to women and men today?
It is an imperative, and I encourage you to get quiet and create. Do not create because I am telling you to do so, but create because it is something your soul longs for and desires deeply for you. It is time also to live as an expression of your soul, to dress as an expression of your soul, to be an expression of your soul. For this is what you came here to do. And I am with you and support you and continue to paint and continue to create. For that is what I know and am called to do.
She's being really cutesy here. She says, use every damn crayon in the box. They're there for a reason. Don't apologize for who you love or how you love or what you love. And for God's sake, embrace the fire within. Wow.
I've got.
Oh my God. This was like, I say it. Oh, all right. Thank you, FRIDA.
Thank you, FRIDA. Thank you, FRIDA.
Erik was like he really didn't. I mean, I felt him here, but he just didn't really have a lot.
He's sitting back there, but
Yeah.
no, he says these are too important and powerful. He doesn't need to, he wants to let them come forth as they're coming forth through us.
Yeah, she just is such a gracious, beautiful, amazing woman. And she makes me want to go create art right now.
I know. I mean, I feel the same. Like, geez, I need to go back to Michael's or something.
So thank you, FRIDA. Courtney,
Thank
you for such a
Thank
beautiful
you. Thank you.
and a wonderful experience. And if you guys want to visit Courtney or myself on our websites, it's CourtneyDillon.com and VeronicaDrake.com. And we have lots of fun stuff that we're putting out and sharing with the world. So give us a holler.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.